Good evening. How is everybody doing on this Thursday? I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a minute because we've had the wonderful influencers up here doing such a great job as hosts. Definitely been tuning in and watching them do their thing and watching all the wonderful Virtual Village 2020 family readers doing your thing. Nice to be up here and connect with everybody again. Like I said, I feel like it's been a long time. We are closing out. We are at the tail end of week 13. 13 weeks, everybody. That's a lot of books that have been read. That is a lot of African American children's literature. That is a lot of culture that has been spread, a lot of literacy that has been promoted, a lot of authors coming up here, a lot of just parents, grandparents, young people, teenagers, school board members, educators, you name it, across states, across cities, everything. It's just that's a lot that has happened in these last 13 weeks, and it's been all good. If you guys were tuned in last night, then you know one of the other good things that's happened is that we have these Virtual Village 2020 influencers who have been blessing us with so much insight at such young ages. But we'll put a pin in that and come back to that. Mr. Jordan, how are you doing on this
I'm,
Thursday?
I'm doing great. It's so nice to be back for Old People Thursday.
Is that what we're calling it? Is that what we're calling it? Old People Thursday. Let me get my bid game. All right. Well, I am enjoying this Old People Thursday. It is nice to be here again. Like Prince Akeem, I'm very happy to be here. Yes.
Maybe we'll say Old School Thursday. How about that?
I'm all for old school, the oldest of the
Yeah, I
school.
know.
You know
Yeah.
that. Don't get me started on that. I'll bust out singing something for y'all. So anyway, yes. So a lot of literacy, a lot of books have been read here, and we are so proud of that. And we're just so glad to be sharing it with you all. So, what's on your mind, Mr. Jordan? What's been going on?
It's a lot going on. We've had, at least I know in Norfolk, we've had graduations this week, and I've seen graduations happening in other school divisions. And of course, the governor announced some of his plans and guidance around the school reopening. So there's all kinds of things always going on. Where, of course, we see every day that monuments fall and protests continue and discussion keeps going. So lots of things happening in the world right now, and it's just good to be alive and good to be able to watch a lot of good things happening.
What an interesting time to be alive, and what a great time in which we have the tools available to tell our own narrative, because it's interesting to think 10 20 years from now how these things will be documented. But we have the ability, even right now, we are creating archives right here that can be assessed to tell it like it is as we see it unfolding, okay? Not having to let anybody else control that narrative. But with that said, here's a wonderful narrative, a great melody for your ears. Y'all know what it is.
Look, mommy, community in action. But oh my, let us sound of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. But oh my, let us sound of that. Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Look, granny, and let us sound of that. Look, granny, and let us sound of that. Look, granny, and let us sound of that. Learning, exploring my history, you see. Look, mommy, and let us sound of that. We confident, we practice, and develop fluency. Look, daddy, and let us sound of that. Families, they bond and they representing me. Look, granny, and let us sound of that. Look, I'm here, let us sound of that. Nice, I see, let us sound of that.
So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while we represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down where they have to sit. So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down, yeah, they have a sit.
Look, mommy, community in action. Well, oh my, let us sound of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. Well, oh my, let us sound of that. Creative, affirming, culture for me too. Look, granny, let us sound of that.
Y'all know I love the sound of that. Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Forever I'm loving the sound of that because it's my what? It's now my ringtone. Hi there, Craig. So glad to have you tuning in. Look, I appreciate that. Craig says, hey there, Star. Just sending good vibes and energy your way. Respect. I am receiving those good vibes, and I'm going to send them right back to you. And much respect, my brother. How about this? I would love for you to have your granddaughter to tune in with us. Also, you know what would be even greater is if you and she came on here and read together. I am extending that invitation to you. If you are interested, just let me know. It's real easy for you to come up here. And this is the most loving village ever. I promise you, if you and she come up here, you will be filled up with love, love, love. And that granddaddy and granddaughter bonding time would be so great. So think about it. Let me know what you think. But meantime, again, I'm taking all those vibes in and sending them right on back to you. Now, we have a great show this evening. We have some wonderful readers. We have a guest from the beginning, from when we first started 13 weeks ago. She was here with us in the churches when we were still trying to figure everything out, when we were doing it 2 times a day. And, you know, she was coming in here and helping us out. So we haven't seen her in a minute. So we are glad to have her back. She's going to be reading us for us tonight. We don't know what, because she and her daughter were bringing us a lot of women power from the women. So let's see what she has in store for us tonight. That is Miss Tanya.
Hi guys, how are you?
We are doing well, and we will do better if we can see your lovely face. Scoot on over to the left, to the right a little bit. Yes, that way. Yes, a little more.
All right, is that good?
A little more.
Hold on, I'm trying to. My computer is.
There you go.
All right.
Yes, now we can see that face. That is great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing good. Staying busy and, you know, staying on task. As Rodney said, we have a lot of things going on in the world, and those things are very important things, but staying on task, because these things have been going on, a lot of these things, and we are on the path that we are on to do the things that need to be done.
Absolutely agree. Yep.
Yes. So what's been going on with you, though? It's been a minute since we've had you up here.
I know. I've honestly, I don't know where the time has gone. I mean, there has been so much going on that has been keeping us busy and our family busy as well, wrapping up the school year and all of that. As Rodney mentioned earlier, we have had graduations this week, and just, you know, trying to. Just been a lot going on. I'll just leave it at that.
That is another thing. Period. Yes.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, remind them what you do with in regards to our young people.
I have been serving on the school board with Mr. Jordan since I've been on the school board since 2015, and continue to serve. And like Rodney, you know, with everything that's been going on, I mean, our mission to have education, equity in education, continues even stronger than ever. So I'm going to keep recommitting myself to that work, and also as it pertains to the health of our community. So we keep charging ahead.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate that dedication. Before we find out what you're going to read for us tonight, because I'm anxious to know, I'm going to go and snatch up a few comments here, okay, with our literacy gang, see what's on their mind. Chandler says, hey there, with the love. Hey, Chandler, how you doing? So good to see you. And then we have our precious baby girl, Shania. I was looking for that good evening. I wasn't going to feel right if I didn't see that. So I'm glad that I see it. I can proceed and breathe easy right now. Good to see you, precious. Good evening to you. And then we have Lakisha here. How are you doing, sis? She says, hey, good people. So glad to see you. And then we have we have Rob Rogers up here, because I'm going to say everybody, he has his Facebook name, but we have Rob Rogers up here, and he said gang, gang. So I got to do our virtual village sign, gang, gang. And then I'm actually representing, let me see, with my shirt right now. This is this young brother is based out of Chicago, and they have a nonprofit organization doing great things for the community. And so I got my shirt on that says, don't forget to say grace. That is Grace Housing Complex. So shout out to them and the work they're doing with providing food to our communities, and wonderful things that they are doing. So yes, gang, gang. And then we have Sharice here. How are you doing, sis? Equity in education is critical. No doubt. That is with everything that's going on right now, with people, suddenly understanding the importance of addressing these inequities, and people, acting like their blinders are suddenly coming off. This is one of the issues that are extremely important as well, because we know that this fight is not a linear fight. There are a lot of things that are going on that need to be addressed, in equity in education, as Tanya mentioned, and as Sharice has reiterated, is indeed critical. We have Sylvia, who says, hello all. Hello, how you doing? So good to see you. And then we have Joe Angela Walden, who says, good evening, family. Thank you all so much for this love. What a wonderful way to start things out. It fuels us up and makes this a wonderful, wonderful hour. So let's see here, Tanya.
A couple of things.
Have something to say,
Ms. Starr, a couple of things. Just going back to Miss Sylvia. So we have spent a lot of time over the last 2 or 3 weeks talking about AXO and things that Jameer did and things that Ayanna did, and participating in the AXO contest. So every time I see Miss Sylvia, I want to acknowledge her for all the work that she's been doing with the NAACP AXO for a very long time. So every time I hear AXO, I thank Miss Sylvia. So I just want to thank her for all of the work that she's been doing and continues to do, that allows for our young people to get involved in that great program. And as I understand, we have a couple of folks going to be participating in the national. So just wanted to thank her for that. And even as we talk about equity in education, or equity in general, yes, we do have some awareness. Understanding is to be determined. So we will see.
Not to mention action. It is time for action. So
say that. I agree with that. My awareness was awareness. Yeah. But definitely, and again, I did owe that shout out to Sylvia. The children they were so excited about AXO. I recently learned about it. And we had our Virtual Village 2020 influencer, Ayanna. That was her first time performing her phenomenal poem within this Virtual Village 2020 family. And she did a wonderful job, and we definitely appreciate that opportunity for her and all the young people. And then let's just Professor Jameer, period. Okay. So just wonderful things that you guys are doing over there. We're looking forward to finding out how the nationals go. Hopefully there's a way that we can peek in on that. So let us know. Either way, we'll be supporting, whether it's in the front or from the side. All right. And let's snatch up some more comments we got here. Cherie says she's good surviving with these 3 boys of hers. Woo! Yes. But you do it so well, sis. You do it so well. And we have George here, who says that's an awesome shirt. Gang, gang. Yes, don't forget to say grace. Gang, gang. And Sylvia says just yay to just Mid and Ayanna. Oh, let's see. Jameer. And then she says, thanks, Rodney. I was like, wait a minute.
I think that little
autocorrect.
Yeah, the autocorrect kicked in the first time. Yes.
Look, autocorrect is evil. Okay, it's here to set us up. It's here to try to make us all look illiterate.
I think Siri needs some cultural responsiveness.
Okay, Apple. Okay.
Hey, great idea. We need to make sure we integrate it. There you go. And
I like it.
And Ms. Starr, I take it that Ra Ra is named or has self-named after Ra Ra God, the god of sun. Y'all familiar with that? The Egyptian god of sun. So if that's the case, tell Ra Ra to let us know. So appreciate that.
That is the case. That is definitely the case.
All right.
He's one of the people. He is actually Paul's first client. Paul has his own merchandise, our influencer. So this young man out of Chicago is Paul's the first one to purchase from Paul, so we appreciate him and the support that he is pouring into our influencers. And he also has purchased some Virtual Village merchandise as well.
All right.
So we appreciate that love all the way from Chicago, and we appreciate what he's doing for us here, our youth here, and for the youth and communities in Chicago. Definitely.
Nothing like the sun god to bring us brightness. Keep on shining.
Okay. Say that. So then we have Portia, our theme song creator. She and her beautiful daughter, Peyton. Portia says, "Good evening, people. Always wonderful to tune in and always great to have you. I now hear your voice all day, every day, because you are my ringtone." And then we have Rob Rogers, who is back. He said, "Yes, sir. You got it." He said, "Had to elevate from being a king."
Yeah, before we go, before we leave tonight, we need to come back and talk about Portia's great event that she has going on this weekend. So if there's still opportunities for young people to be a part of her Still I Rise, we want to make sure that we share that as well before we finish tonight.
Most definitely. And we will have some of our influencers attending there. So we are so excited. We are anticipating this wonderful event. So I'm with you on that. But now moving on to the literacy portion, what you guys came here to witness, what everybody is wanting to tune into. Miss Tanya, what are you going to be reading for us tonight?
Well, I read this before, but I'm going to read it again. It's June Peters, You Will Change the World One Day.
We love June. June does some wonderful things. That's a great story. It's a wonderful story. So I suggest you sit back. If you got your snacks, your popcorn, whatever you are chewing on, make sure that you have that. And we're going to step away and let Miss Tanya tell us about June Peters and how she's going to change the world one day. All right.
All right. We have here June Peters, You Will Change the World One Day, written by Alika Turner and illustrated by Nafi Neer. All right. If I can turn the page. All right. June's smooth chocolate skin and head full of curly sandy brown hair made her as beautiful as the summer month she was named after. She made you as happy as you would be on a perfect summer day on the front porch drinking freshly squeezed lemonade. June was a fearless giver from the heart and very wise beyond her years at only 10 years old. June repeatedly begged her parents to let her walk to school by herself on multiple occasions. "I am in the 5th grade," she said. June had always been a very good student. She received excellent grades in school and never got in trouble. "I am responsible," she said. June was much more responsible than her older brothers. She did not have to be told to clean her room or to do any of her chores around the house. "I don't have to walk far," she said. June made a strong case, especially considering that her school was only 1 block away from her home. Finally, her parents agreed to give her a chance for 1 week. "Bless you, child. You have no idea." Whoops, hold on 1 second. On her way to school, June noticed a man on the side of the street asking people for change. She reached into her pocket and pulled out the $3 her mom had given her for lunch. Walking very slowly, she thought about what she could do to help the man who seemed sad. June began thinking about what it may have felt like to be hungry or homeless. She was upset at the thought. She knew what she had to do. She approached the homeless man. "Here you are, sir." June placed all of her lunch money in the hat that he was holding. "Bless you, child. You have no idea the difference you are making. Thank you." The homeless man was beyond grateful for June's kindness. He continued to say thank you even as she walked away. Although now June would have no money for lunch after giving away all of hers, she felt so good inside that she skipped the whole way to school, smiling ear to ear. Throughout her day at school, June told all of her friends about what she had done for the homeless man on the street and how it made her feel. At the end of the school day, June's mom was outside waiting to pick her up. Still excited about that morning, June immediately began telling her mom about helping the homeless man on her way to school. Her mom simply smiled and explained to June that she needed to be more aware of strangers and that giving away her lunch money was not acceptable. Her mom began talking in a very stern voice. June, I understand you want to help people, and that is fine. However, you need to be careful at all times. There are strangers everywhere. Some are good and some are bad. Your dad and I decided to let you walk to school because you proved to us that you were responsible. June hung her head low. She was sad she had disappointed her mom. Mom, I'm sorry, she replied. I understand what you're saying, but there are lots of people without food or a place to live, and I just want to help them. Sometimes when I'm at school, I'm not hungry at lunch, and I waste my food. June, baby, you have a heart of gold. Maybe we can come up with another way to help. Until then, young lady, no more talking with strangers. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am, June said reluctantly. June did not really understand why her mom was so upset, but she agreed that she would no longer give lunch money away or talk with strangers. The next morning, June walked to school with her older brother, Jay. Why do you have to come with me, Jay? I'm a big girl, June said, as she walked far in front of him. You were talking to strangers and giving your money away. Mom doesn't like that, Jay shouted, trying to catch up with June. Jay told his sister that sometimes strangers look nice and harmless. He explained some of those strangers are not so nice. It's best that you don't talk to anyone on your way to school. Jay went on to tell his sister that if it were important to her, he would give the homeless man the few dollars he had. Really, Jay? You're the best, June responded. Jay handed June $4 from his pocket that he had been saving for a day at the arcade. June noticed the homeless man from the other day. He was sleeping. She did not want to wake him, so she gently placed the dollars from her brother into the man's hat. As she turned to walk away, she heard the man say, "Thank you, young lady. You're remarkable, and you will change the world one day." Those words stuck with June throughout the entire day. She continued to hear the man's last words in her head. You will change the world one day. Every night at dinner time, for as long as June could remember, her family would take turns talking about the good things that had happened that day. June loved doing this. She always had something incredible to share, and that evening was no different. June, baby, it's your turn, her mom said. She began by telling her parents that she was sorry for talking to strangers and giving her money away. She also shared with them that she had figured out a way she could help people. Mom, Dad, I want to make lunches for the homeless and give them out. June, what you shared with us is amazing. Your dad and I would love to help. We can make a whole day out of it and invite the neighbors and your friends to join us. Her mom proudly responded. Count us in, Jay said. June was elated by all the support she had received from her family. After dinner, she grabbed her pen and notepad. Sitting on the couch, she wrote down all of her ideas. At the top of the page, June wrote, June's Feed the Homeless Day. Her parents sat down on the couch and asked all about her plans and how they could help make it a great success. Mom and Dad, I would like to do this in the park on Saturday. We could give out sandwiches, bottled water, and fruit to all the homeless people. June told her parents that she wanted everyone in the family to do it. Dad, will you make the flyers? Mom, will you get all the neighbors and all of our friends involved? I'll ask my brothers to help me fix the lunches. June, baby, you have this all figured out. I'll get started, Dad said. So will I, her mom responded. A few days before June's big event, she went with her brothers around the neighborhood. They passed out flyers to everyone and made sure to give each homeless person one too. June noticed the man she had helped sitting at the bus stop. "Hello, sir. I would like to invite you to my event at the park this Saturday," she said as she handed him a flyer. The man looked over the flyer and immediately looked up, smiling at June. "Young lady, I told you that you would change the world one day. I will most certainly be there." June smiled at the man and waved goodbye. It was finally Saturday morning, the day of June's Feed the Homeless Day. June and her brothers had been up all morning making lunches. Her parents were steadily packing the car with everything they needed. Rachel, June's best friend, showed up early to help along with the neighbors. "Is everyone ready?" Her dad enthusiastically asked in his loud voice. "Yes, sir," was the response from everyone there. As June, her family, neighbors, and friends pulled up to the park, they noticed a long line of homeless men and women already waiting. "Wow, Dad, did you do that?" June asked while looking at the large banner that read, "June's Feed the Homeless Day." "Yes, June, baby, I did." "Thank you, Dad. Thank you. I love it." All of June's family and friends began passing out the lunches. Everyone was pleased and very impressed that such a young girl could have a big heart. June could not stop smiling. "Hello, young lady," a man said, standing next in line for his lunch. June looked up and noticed that it was the man she had been giving her money to the last few mornings before school. "Hello, sir. I was waiting for you. I have a special lunch just for you." June handed him a big bag from under the table. The man looked inside and smiled at June. "Bless you. I told you that one day you would change the world." The end. What a great story. There's a lot of people changing the world right now. So great.
That was a wonderful one, and you did a great job reading it. We love that story. Cannot get enough of that, June. Great inspirational story, and I love reading it to children, and we always get a strong reaction from that. So thank you for bringing June back to us again.
Of course, and thank you for having me again.
Always, always. So you know you were in this literacy gang, okay, from the start.
Right.
Day one.
Right.
Yes. And Rodney, I know you have something to say about that wonderful selection.
Well, yeah, I thought the book was great, but I also was getting ready to say that, as we celebrate our influencers' time coming to an end next week, Tanya, you're going to have to pop in, and others are going to have to pop in as we have a week of celebration. So,
all right.
I just thought about that since you've been here since the beginning and been with us all this time. So make sure you get a chance to pop in and celebrate with us.
I will do that. And they've been fantastic. I mean, I've been the virtual influencers. It's been great.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
they have. So we appreciate the support of them and the support of Virtual Village 2020 again from day one. So yes, we will be looking for you to drop in next week. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a great evening.
You too. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Well, that was great. Of course, we're always glad when Tanya is here. She does a wonderful job with her reading, and she always has the greatest selections for us.
Indeed. Yep. Nope. And like we said, we've been at this 13 weeks, and several weeks were twice a day, and Tanya has probably been one of our most frequent readers, so it's always good to have her back and hear what she's going to share with us. And like I said, it's old school Thursday, so right on time.
Yes, definitely fits right into the theme of the day. And of course, I'm so glad to see here that Shania says it's a great book and she has it in her collection. Of course you do. Of course you do. I am not surprised at all. And Cherie said, what a great book, isn't it? It's a really great selection. So we're glad to have that. Now gotta remind you guys that we have the merchandise, okay? In case you guys have forgotten, if you missed the memo, I don't want you to miss out on this. So we have the Virtual Village 2020 merchandise, the exclusive T-shirts that remind us and let the world know that we are part of this literacy gang, that lets everybody know that we represent this movement. We have multiple shirts. We have our shirt with the logo of the literacy gang. We have our shirt that says literacy gang. And we also have our shirt that says literacy, culture, community, and love. COVID can't stop us 2020 limited edition. So these shirts are on sale right now. You can go to clevercommunities.org and click shop, and then you'll be able to find them. Tomorrow is the last day for purchase, okay? So understand that the proceeds of these shirts, they go to support the work that we do here with Clever Communities in Action. And also a portion of that will go directly to our Virtual Village 2020 influencers. There it is. Visuals are always great. Thank you to my co-host, Mr. Jordan. So we have this shirt here. If we can scroll up a little bit on that, back to that first one there, and let everybody see. So we have the logo for Virtual Village 2020. Represent that. We all can show up, gang, gang. Everybody's like, what's going on here? Well, we are the Virtual Village 2020, okay? So, and we look at this time when we came together around literacy, culture, community, and love. You know, 2020 has been quite the year, you guys, and everything shut down, but we kept going. We kept going, and there is the embodiment of that right there. So let's represent. Then on over to our next shirt. Literacy Gang. This is a crowd favorite right here. Literacy Gang. That's us. That's who we are. So you can cop one of those. And then moving on over, we have Literacy, Culture, Community, and Love. And that says where you guys, you'll see it much better when you get the shirt, but it says COVID can't stop us 2020 limited edition. Okay. COVID did not stop us. And then move on over to, we have it in black as well. So however you like that one, if you like that as a black shirt or a white shirt, we got a little variety for you. So you guys make sure and get over there and order your shirts. And then over to the right, we have our, well, that shows everything. And then we also have our challenge, our Juneteenth challenge that our influencers put together. And that is 30 days of action, in which you guys can be involved with your family. If you download it now, you can start at day one. Or if you've been doing this, if you already have it. What is today? Today is the 11th.
Yes, today the 11th. Yes, today is the 11th.
I don't know if you're able to access that, but when you download it, you can. But there are quite a few wonderful items on there. It's things we can do every day. This is that groundwork, building that muscle of things that we need to do to build community. We want to sometimes jump out there to those big things without doing those little things first. So you can download this calendar. The influencers put a lot of thought and time into that. That's daily action. That is daily action right there. So go ahead, get your shirt. That's clevercommunities.org, and then you go to shop, and then you're able to purchase these things, and it supports the work that we are doing here for the organization, and it also supports our influencers. Jordan, did you have anything that you want to say about this wonderful merchandise here?
I mean, I just think it's a great idea. I think it's a way for us to, like you said, to represent the literacy gang. You know, I'm a t-shirt wearer. I'm a cap wearer. You know, I have my Frederick Douglass home cap around here somewhere. I've had on all week. So I think it's a great way to not only be able to promote what we've been doing, literacy and cultural awareness and all that great work, but it's also a great opportunity to support our influencers. And frankly, Ms. Starr, I just think it's a great way to support Clever Communities in Action and all the great things. Matter of fact, that reminds me, I was in the barbershop today. So I told my barber that you are ready to get things kicking again as we figure out how to navigate some of your great programs in this COVID hybrid environment. And he's on board. So, you know, everywhere I go, you know, it's a great opportunity to talk about Clever Communities in Action. As a matter of fact, the way the conversation got going, he said to me, he said, "What is it that I heard about you and Star Armstrong on the radio?" And so he heard the great promotions and the partnership that we have going, and it piqued him. As a matter of fact, he better be tuning in, because I told him to come up here and make sure he was watching us tonight at 7:00. So the merchandise, the Juneteenth talent, the virtual village reading, the partnership with Blazing Hot 91, the partnership with Intercom, celebrating the class of 2020. It has been a lot going on during these past 13 weeks. And right now, being able to rep with a t-shirt, whichever one is your favorite, is another way of showing support for this type of work. We always talk about
those shirts back.
Okay, me. See that I'm not as good as the influencers now. So okay, there we go. So the influencers have been talking on Teen Takeover nights, and I've seen a whole lot of adults talking about things we need to do as a community. Do we support one another? Do we make sure that our message is out? Do we send out positive messages? Are we making sure that we are practicing our, the principle of Ujima and Nia and all these Kuji Chakali and all these things that we talk about? Well, here's a way to do it all right here, by making a little donation, spreading the love, spreading the word, supporting a great organization, and providing an opportunity for Clever Communities in Action to continue great programming like we've been doing and like you've been doing for the last 13 weeks and I guess many years prior. So
yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. And we've been doing this for 13 weeks, but been doing the work
much longer.
Work for a long time. So we definitely appreciate the support. This goes, right now, everybody, it seems to be in vogue to support Blackness, but a lot of us have been in this space, in the trenches, doing this work for a long time. So your purchase of these t-shirts goes to help the work that is being done here. If you are interested in making a donation, you can also make a donation. If your PayPal is donations@clevercommunities.org, and for Cash App, it is $Clever Communities. So those are all the ways in which you can support this work. So we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we appreciate the support. So yeah, thank you, Rodney. That was a great rundown that you did there. Yeah.
And one other thing, it didn't take any new action for not only for you to go and make these t-shirts available to support the influencers, but nobody had to tell you to seek out a African-American business owner to make sure that the t-shirts were also produced and designed by African-Americans as well. So some folks practice it every day of the week, and we should recognize and reward those who practice it. Not just talk about it, but do it. Which reminds me of one other thing. I still remember when you were driving up to Fairfax County on a Friday evening in the rain to make sure that those influencers got those Chromebooks. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody needs to get a shirt for no other reason, just to show that type of support for somebody who on a drop of a pen in the middle of a pandemic, when devices were just disappearing because everybody was trying to do virtual learning. You searched. You were determined to make sure that every one of those influencers got their Chromebooks. And once you found a block, you went all the way up to Fairfax to make sure you got the computers, and you're about ready to knock somebody out if they didn't make sure that they provided you with what they said they had online.
Y'all, they tried to tell me they told me at first they had 10, then they told me I could only get 2. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I know I'm coming back with 6. I know that much. So yes, thank you for the reminders of those things. But it's my pleasure, definitely my pleasure. And we appreciate the support, the support from the community is the support that means the most, and the support from the community. Oh, I could do we'll do a thing about that another time. Yeah. I know y'all want to hear these stories, but understand that support from the community, from the village, for the people in which you serve, the people which every fiber in your being, your mission and everything is dedicated to, that is the support that matters the most. And there are multiple reasons for that. Like I said, we can get into that some other time, but we really appreciate that. So thank you to all who have supported. And we have Miss Rosa, who says she is waiting for her delivery. She ordered hers, and I saw that you did, and we appreciate that. We are delivering next week. The delivery starts next week. So looking forward to that. We are tallying up these orders on Friday, getting the shirts made. It's about a 2-day turnaround, 2-3-day turnaround, and then we are shipping them out. So if you are local, I'm hoping that you will get them next week. All right.
You know, the other thing, and we can talk about it some more after our next reader, but as we're just sitting here talking about this, and I'm thinking about the pandemic and the 13 weeks, I mentioned earlier about the governor mentioning, a process for beginning to reopen schools. We need to have a conversation about what the research and data is telling us in terms of some gaps that may exist that have been amplified and turned into gulfs during this pandemic. So this reading that we're doing, this encouraging our children to read, this encouraging of adults to continue to read to their children during this pandemic. If I had thought about it, we could have had a little research project, and maybe we still can, and kind of compare where the children are who have participated in the virtual village and have been read to over these last 13 weeks, and maybe where some other children who haven't had that opportunity are. But I am convinced that this virtual village and this literacy game has really stood in the gap to make sure that hundreds of children are not going to be left behind, and actually are going to be ahead, and are going to be in a culture and mindset of what it is that they may have to do for another 180 days. Who knows? But this virtual village really has set a new culture, and I think has promoted the love for literacy in the village as a whole. So I think we're really on to something, and we need to find ways of keeping it going.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. So, yeah, well, Rodney said it all right there. So we are going to move on to our next readers. We appreciate your patience there backstage. We move here. This is all of our village. So we move the way the village needs to move. We have the liberty to do that, right? This is our programming. Our is in us, we the village. So you guys, I know you are going to be excited about this. If you were tuned in, was it earlier this week or last week? Again, y'all know how these days are running together. But this young lady was up here with her oldest son, and it was really, really wonderful to witness the two of them reading. And he talked about how he was a little nervous when he got up here at first, and then the warm reception that he received from the virtual village family made him feel very comfortable reading. And it was just the visuals, the story they chose, and the visuals between mother and son were so great. So without further ado, we are going to bring back Miss Lakisha, who was with her oldest son, Owen, previously, and now she is back with her youngest son, with her oldest son, Caleb. And now she is back with Owen. Yes. How are y'all doing this evening?
Great.
Good. Yes. Yes. We're on to you. We're on to you, Owen. We are glad to have you back. Is this Owen's second time or third?
Second
time. Okay. Wonderful to have you back. So what are you guys going to read for us tonight?
We are going to read a book that I bought specifically for him. It's called I Am: Positive Affirmations for Brown Boys.
All right.
So this one's powerful and very impactful. So we're going to step away. We're going to step away and let this. Wait a minute, Owen. Owen, can we see you for a minute? Can you scoot over a little bit?
No, next to me.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Okay. Well, I just want to let you know we are glad to have you back, and we are looking forward to having you read. Okay. Okay. All right. We're gone. All right.
Owen.
Uh-oh.
I said, Owen said he's a star. We made him wait backstage, so he's ready to do his thing.
All right. So the story we're going to read today is called I Am, and it is positive affirmations for brown boys, and it's by Aisha Rodriguez. And Aisha Rodriguez said, this book is dedicated to all of you wonderfully made brown boys. I may not know you all personally, but I support and believe in you.
Amazing men have come before me. I will be one too. Following in their footsteps is something I must do. I am great. I look to history as one of my biggest teachers. I am proud of brown complexion and my African features. I am handsome. I am happy with myself for doing the right things. Being honest, caring, and fair give me good feelings. I am kind. Doing my best in school is something I will do. Learning math and science is pretty awesome too. I am smart. I eat healthy foods and exercise a lot. I have to be good to my body. It's the only one I forgot. I am important. Clear my clothes. Oops. Family and friends want me to succeed. Even those I don't know support me and believe in me. I am loved. Is that good enough?
I am loved.
I can be a president, a professor, or I can even have my own business. It takes a lot of hard work, but I know that I can do all this. I am able.
I am able.
God, I'm saying it good. I am a fortune of God, and He lives within me. I come from excellence. I will fulfill my destiny. I am thankful. I am great. I am handsome. I am kind. I am smart. I am important. I am loved. I am able. I am thankful. I am a king. Okay, now go.
And if you were to get this book for your son, they tell you that you can do a daily activity where they stand in the mirror every day and repeat all the sentences that start with the words I am. And it says, I want you to really believe it, just like I do. If people say things to you that are not nice, you will know in your heart that it is not true. You are amazing, and I'm so proud of you. And that is the end. Good job, Owen.
Okay, now do my friend.
What was that last?
Wow. Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
That was a wonderful reading going on there. Wow. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence and your wonderful reading, Owen. Wow. And your great facial expressions. I'm a fan of those as well.
He gets it honestly, though. He gets it honestly. I can't. My facial expression.
Well, we are going to go and snatch up some of this love. You got a lot of love here. So let's talk about some of this love that you got here. Shania says, hi, Miss Lakisha and Owen. And then Miss Rosa says, way to go, Owen. And then Miss Crystal says, excellent reading, Owen. And she has the cheers going. And then Miss Patricia, this is actually Professor Jay's grandmother, I believe. Yes, this is Professor Jay's grandmother, and she says, great job on your reading. Excellent. I had to think about it because she looks every bit of 35. So I was just like, thank you, grandmother. And then we have Miss Diane who said, all right, Owen, my sweet and precious grandson. Oh, grandma's up here showing me love. And then I had to chime in when you were giving all those wonderful adjectives. I was like, yes, you are all of those wonderful things, Owen. So, and then we have Miss Sylvia who said, amazing, Owen. And then Shania says she loved the book. Thank you for introducing that to some of our other youth. And then Ray says, great job, Owen. Excellent. Wow, this is a lot of love. And then Mr. Cleveland says, great job, Owen. And then Shania says, you did great, Owen. Geez, Owen, you have a fan club going on here. How do you feel? What did he say?
He said good, I guess.
This is classic.
I told you, cool.
You know what I love about
cool.
Owen? Owen is true to Owen, okay?
Yes.
Owen is like, this is me, and this is how it's gonna be, all right? And we love you. We love that about you. And look at that facial expression he's giving right now. Oh,
See in reality, that's how it's supposed to be. See, he expects that type of those accolades. He expects that. So
yeah, he actually said before we came on that they better be giving him some love.
See, there you go. See what I tell you. What I tell you. See, when you say you want high expectations and young people then have them, they don't go out and have a big celebration. They are doing what they are supposed to do. The affirmation is a good thing. But he's like, hey, what do y'all expect from me? I'm Owen.
I love it. I love it. Oh man, Owen, you are such a joy. We appreciate you being up here and reading to us, sharing your wonderful reading skills with us. We have George. She says, tell him you a boss, Owen. Bosses don't need fanfare.
That's right. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. I love it. He's such a cutie. He's an excellent reader. You got some more love here, some family. Hey, Owen, little cuz. Okay. So that's great. Your family tuned in and your virtual village family tuned in. So what did he say?
Yes. He couldn't remember who he was. That's Judy. That's our cousin. I didn't call him that. That's why.
Yeah, we all know. We all black people right here. We know how that goes. It'll be Junie and Juba, Uncle Ray. Like I know. So great job though. A lot of love here for you. I know you a cool cat, but I hope you feel that love, that you are receiving that love. It is great to receive love from people, and you deserve that love. And every time you come back up here, you know that you are going to get that love. Okay. And
Miss Lakisha, thank you for another year in service to our children. We know you had to make that little shift in the gears, but we appreciate you not only continuing to serve our children during the pandemic, serving your own children, and I hope finding some time to take care of yourself as well. So thank you again for another great school year.
Thank you.
Yes.
A little bit. That's for yourself. That's for yourself, right?
Yes.
That's all I got.
Thank you so much for that. And thank you for your dedication to this virtual village family. I don't know if you were up here, Rodney, but one time she came on and she read in the car. Were you here?
No, yeah. I was, yeah.
Yes. Like that was so much.
I was worried at first because I thought she was driving at first, and then she said she was in the passenger seat. So I like, oh.
I knew you weren't driving. I knew, but I appreciate that dedication to bring that book in that car and honor that time slot, and for everybody who was looking forward to seeing you read and blessing their evening like that. So we just appreciate all that you do for our youth, like Rodney said, for your children, and for this Virtual Village 2020. We are glad to have you both part of our literacy gang.
You're welcome. I love it.
Great, great. Well, you all have a wonderful evening. And Owen, Mr. Celebrity, thank you again. And we look forward to having you back, okay? That makes my evening. That makes my evening. Well, y'all have a good one, all right?
All right.
That was great. That was great. We always enjoy having Miss Lakisha up here, whether she is coming on by herself to bless us or bringing her wonderful boys up here. It's always a wonderful time with us. And like you said, she is one of our Norfolk Public Schools teachers, blessing our children at J. Cox and our teachers. It's been a time for them too with COVID as well. So, let's not forget that, and that it was emotional. It's been emotional taxing in a lot of ways, because they missed all the teachers from the very beginning. First thing every teacher I knew was like, I miss my babies, I miss my students, I miss my scholars. So it was a lot for them, and then having to make those adjustments and how they instruct, and just so many things. So we salute them, we appreciate them. I think a lot of people have a better understanding of what all is required of a teacher and what they put and pour into our children. A lot of dedicated teachers out here. Mr. Jordan, before we get out of here, did you have anything you want to say to the family, to the literacy gang?
It's good to be back. Our virtual villagers have been running things, but when you get a chance to come back up here, it's a motivator for me. The interaction feels good, and so I appreciate what we've been doing. I look forward to us figuring out how we may transition a little bit over the summer. But every time it's an opportunity to come up here, especially when the children are reading, it just makes my heart grow and uplifts my spirit. So I look forward to others bringing their children up here. And I was just thinking, as Owen was reading, we might have to try to get the Owen and the historian kid and chancellor and maybe get all the little young men that we've had young boys we've had up here one night, just bouncing off each other. So it's always refreshing.
Would love that. That would be great. And one thing that this has taught us was that the possibilities are limitless. Okay.
Yes,
a lot of things that we may have thought we could not get done. I have been wanting to do a teen summit type of program for a long time, and in comes COVID-19, and it was like, well, guess what? You may not be doing it in a studio, but you have the means to do it in a virtual studio and reach even more people. So that has been really great. We found out that the possibilities are limitless. Once we put our mind to getting things done, then we can get them done. And we couldn't have more of a better community to support us. Miss Stark says, thank you both, Mr. Jordan and Miss Starr, for having my grandson as a part of your family as an influencer. Again, thank you. Oh, thank you for such a wonderful, wonderful young man who has been such a blessing to this organization, to this program, and to our community at large. We were meeting with him earlier today, and just excited about all the things that they are about to do, that they're already doing, and things that the impact we know they are about to have as they embark upon that next chapter of their lives. So it's definitely been our pleasure. So thank you. And on that note, was there anything?
I'll just go say, Miss Portia, send us a flyer, and tomorrow we can try to make sure that we highlight your own Still I Rise program that you have going on this Saturday. I'm pleased to be providing some background support for that. And, Portia has brought us a lot. She brought us, she gave us the theme song. I think half of Portsmouth was coming up here at the beginning as a result of Portia and her connection. So she has truly been a great fan and a great producer and a great supporter of the Virtual Village. And I just want to make sure that the village gets an opportunity to share the love back with her as she's doing her program this weekend.
Yes. Thank you for that reminder. Definitely. So look out. We will have that flyer tomorrow, and some of our influencers are going to be participating. And we know all the youth and the activities that she has planned for this event are going to be great, wonderful resources, wonderful things to help build up our young people. So you want to know about this? You definitely want to know about this. You definitely want to be a part of this, and we definitely want to support her. We are going to support her. So look out for that and be ready to mark that on your calendar. It's Saturday starting at 11?
10 a.m.
10. Okay.
10 a.m. It'll be virtual. It'll be via Zoom. And I was with a few of her leaders today, and they are ready and prepared to spread the love and give some great energy to some teens. So I think it's going to be a great Saturday. Great opportunity, parents. Get your children engaged in something while you're trying to relax. So we'll share some more information about that tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for tuning in. You have a wonderful evening. And on that note,
look, mommy, community in action. What on my little sound of that? Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. What on my little sound of that? Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Learning, exploring about history, we see. Look, mommy, a little sound of that. We confident, we practice, and develop fluency. Look, daddy, a little sound of that. Families, they bonding, they representing me. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, auntie, a little sound of that. Nice, I see a little sound of that.
So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while we represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down where they have to sit. Who reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down, yeah, they have to sit.
Look, mommy, community in action. Well, on my little sound of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. Well, on my little sound of that. Creative, affirming, culture for me too. Look, granny, a little